Hi my loves, welcome back. Oh my gosh, today's video is going to be a big one. Yes, I will be revealing the Hermes Kelly that completes my collection. And what do I mean by that? Well, you just have to wait and find out. But I am so shocked and so excited about this. So in today's video, of course, I am going to be revealing my new Kelly bag. Going to do a little bit of a story time and of course styling my new beauty with you guys. And also for all you Hermes nerds, I'm going to be doing a little comparison at the end of certain leathers. You'll understand why once I reveal my Kelly. So before we get into the reveal, let me quickly show you what I am wearing. I'm going to pick up Miss S soon. I'm going to have a little coffee date. And Melbourne's weather's been so weird. It is like cold, then hot. We're supposed to be nearing summer, but today has been a bit chilly. I love this ribbed knit turtleneck zip up cardigan so much. I just feel it is such a casual yet elevated piece. And yes, this is from LILYSILK from their new collection. You guys know I have been working with them. I think they might be my longest partner, like over 8 years now, and I still have all their pieces. This one is in a blend of merino wool and cashmere. So to me, it has like the perfect balance of warmth, softness, and structure. I really like the ribbing detail, but my favorite is definitely the two-way zip because you can do it all up and it's like a warm, cozy turtleneck. You can unzip it for an open look, or you can just unzip the end a little bit for that sort of half done look. And you know what? This knit reminds me so much of a Brunello Cucinelli cardi, except that the Brunello Cucinelli style is 3,900 something USD, and this is like a fraction of the price. The Brunello one is not even full cashmere. It's like 76% cashmere, and this LILYSILK one is 70% merino wool and 30% cashmere. So I just think this is more worth it for a simpler style. Plus LILYSILK have their biggest event of the year. Everything is on their website with all their codes, but I will list it down below, as well as the sizes I'm wearing. I've got it paired with the most comfy track pants. I already own a pair, which I showed you a few months ago in the black colorway. And of course I had to add the gray because it's so versatile. Love the deep pockets, and it has the elasticated waist. So because I got this and I love their silkery collection so much, I had to add another hoodie. Miss S loved my other one so much that she really wanted a gray one. The silkery range from LILYSILK is so affordable. I think this is a great casual look, perfect for picking up the kids or coffee runs or grocery shopping. So both the sweatpants and the hoodie are made from silkery. So they've kind of reinvented terry because it's got 100% silk loops on the inside. So it feels ultra soft, cooling, and it doesn't have that scratchy feeling like terry does. You guys are gonna love this. So this obviously with the hoodie is a great lounge set, but you can actually wear the hoodie because it's got the blanket stitch around the hood. I've actually worn it with a Gucci skirt and sneakers if you want a little bit more of a dressed up look. And also with this jumper, I had to pick their cashmere pants. These fluid cashmere pants I already own and love. I've owned them for a couple of years now, and so this white color, I wouldn't say it's a new colorway, but I haven't added it yet, and so of course I wanted white to match with this. So even though I'm wearing this very casual now, you can totally dress it up with the cashmere pants. It drapes beautifully and it's an elevated, chic, sophisticated outfit. I'll style more LILYSILK outfits a little bit later with my Hermes reveal because I bet you can't wait for that. But I do want to thank LILYSILK for partnering with me on a portion of today's video. So let's get to the reveal. Okay, you saw a box, but it didn't come in a box. When hubby gave this to me, I think my jaw was on the floor. For those of you that have been following my Hermès journey, you know that I am a Kelly girl through and through. So this is an anniversary slash early Christmas gift from hubby to me, and I'm still kind of like in shock that he got it for the price. But yes, I'll get to the story time. Let me just show you the bag. All right, guys, in this dust bag is dun, dun, dun. Oh my goodness. Like, is this gorgeous or is this gorgeous? So this is actually not a new Kelly. It is vintage. Though it did come with a recent dust bag, that's okay. So let me tell you about this baby. I'm just getting excited. So this is a Kelly 32. It is in the color Miel, a very, very classic color. Gold hardware. So sorry, I'm getting 32 Cellier, the structured look. And the leather, guys. This is my very first Hermès Crocodile Kelly. Actually, crocodile bag, period. But I said it completes my Kelly collection because later on I will be doing a very quick comparison because I own an Hermès Kelly now in crocodile, alligator, ostrich and lizard, all the 4 exotics. So this one here, it's in Crocodile Porosus. Now with Hermès, they have 2 different types of crocodile, and not to go too in depth into everything, but with Crocodile Porosus, it is the top most expensive out of all Hermès leathers. And then it goes to Crocodile Niloticus. With Porosus crocodile, there is a tiny paw on each of the scales. I will do a little close up, but with the Niloticus ones, the scales tend to be a little bit larger, a little bit more like rectangular in shape, but it's really hard to tell. Also, Hermès does mark it differently. So with Porosus, where Hermès is marked here, there's a little like carrot. It looks like a little roof. That denotes that it is Porosus. And then if it is Niloticus, it's got 2 little dots. So, I mean, I think Porosus crocodile is from Australia actually, and it's a saltwater crocodile, whereas with the Niloticus, as the name suggests, it's from the Nile. But crocodile in general is the most expensive exotic leather. And in terms of finish, my one is the shinier finish. It's called Lys, but it also comes in matte crocodile as well. It just really depends on what look you prefer. Honestly, I love both. I do now have a shiny crocodile, but I have a matte alligator, so I really like both. I think it just really depends on the color. And this Miel, like recently they have reintroduced it. I've seen like a mini Kelly in Miel, and obviously the colors are slightly different, but this has held up so well. And it is actually, I think it is a T stamp. And a T stamp, when I looked it up, means it is from 1990. So yes, this baby is 35 years old. Now, let me just quickly show you. Sometimes with the shiny Crocs, they can lose their shine a little bit, but you can take them to the Hermès spa. And in terms of this, so I think the original dust bag was this one. It did come with a little dust bag here, and this holds the shoulder strap. And you can tell here, look at the shoulder strap, it's different because this Kelly is an older style, so it didn't have the extra ring which you see nowadays on Kellys where you can attach the shoulder strap to. So I love that it's a little bit different. It's just like a little clip like that. So if I clip it on, it's fine. But that's another way you can tell a Kelly is vintage. And yes, of course, it came with the clochette. Though this part, I have to say in the lock, it's lost a lot of its gold color, but I'm sure Hermes can fix that, right? So let's put this little clochette on. Usually I don't wear my clochettes with my bags because I don't want it to damage the leather, but you know, some people do. There we go. What do you guys think? I am obsessed. Like, I love this color. I know it's a very classic color, but you guys also know I have been really into like the browns. I love like caramelly shades, and Miel actually means like honey. Probably is a bit darker than honey, but it's like a brownie shade to me. So in terms of corner wear, like there is a little bit of corner wear. It's going to be really hard to pick up, but generally I just can't believe the condition it's in. I think the previous owner probably didn't wear crocodile very much at all. You would think, right, because crocodiles come from the water, that these would be water resistant, but do not get your croc bag near water. That's definitely one con I can tell you already, because it can leave really bad watermarks. But it's not just the shiny croc, it's also matte croc that is sensitive to water, but I'll go into that a bit later. But I think there's just something very elegant about the Kelly 32, and it's not as big as you think at all. Now with mine, down the bottom, I can see some maybe very, very slight water spots. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's very, very slight, but apparently water spots can't be fixed. But in terms of the sheen, I think Hermes can reglaze it and it can look all shiny again. But this one still looks really, really shiny. So I am so in love with this. Oh yes, story time. Okay. All right, so hubby got it from Australian auction house, and the price, guys, that he paid for this is unbelievable. If you were to buy a croc bag now, especially Porosus, I don't even know the price, but I think it is like $80,000 plus. Now with vintage, you can find them much, much cheaper. I didn't expect hubby to find this one at this price because I was just shocked. And normally what happens is with auction houses, they always put like a 20 to 25%, it depends on the auction house, markup on top of the price that you paid, because that's how they make their commission. So hubby bought this for just over 22,000 Australian dollars. But once you add the 20%, it adds up to about 26,400-ish. And so I think in USD, that's about 17,000, which is so cheap for exotic croc bag, especially in Porosus. I just think with auction houses, they're definitely underrated. Definitely go to ones that are reputable, of course, but sometimes you can get them for such a steal like this one. But anyway, lucky for me, he won it and he gave me this. I know some of you may not be into exotics. I completely understand. I don't think I'll ever have a huge exotic collection, but you know, especially when I go to Japan, I would definitely look at more exotic bags there because you can get them for really good prices. Hoping next year, hubby and I can go back to Japan again because I love vintage shopping there. But anyway, you might think, okay, this is a croc bag. It's so hard to style, Mel. No, it's not. But you know what? I'm actually really glad this is vintage because I don't feel as worried about it. You can style this casually. You can dress it up. I'm just gonna wear it and enjoy it. Of course, I'm not gonna like go out in pouring rain, but I'm gonna use this beauty because I am in love. Okay, the first way I'll style my new bag, and I actually wore this last night for drinks with the girls, is this gorgeous sweater dress. And I love it because it is not too short. It is 70% merino wool and 30% cashmere. Love the rib sleeves, and also it has ribbing down the bottom. Just drapes really nice on the skin. It is so soft. It's one of those pieces you just slip on and you instantly feel elevated. Because the Miel is such a neutral colorway and it's got that brown undertone, of course it's going to match so well with chocolate brown as well. And then with the sweater dress, if it gets a little bit cool, This is such a cool jacket. So you know how oversized blazer looks have been in for a while? This is actually probably what I would call like a maxi blazer. And this looks so good with that turtleneck dress and how I've worn it just to bring a little bit more of this Miel color. I have a Dior belt in the same color. Best thing is that it is in a wool and silk blend that you can wash. It's got the classic, you know, double-breasted look. It is oversized, guys, so size down. I took an extra small in this. You can't go wrong with a jacket like this. Of course, you can wear this with jeans, but I've also got brown pants that's a little bit slimmer and it looks good for a whole chocolate look. That's great for going to the office in, for more dressier occasions. But I just think this is a great coat. You know what? Again, I saw on Brunello Cucinelli website something so similar. I think the only difference was that theirs had more wool and they had a belt, but I was shocked at the price. It was like over 10,000 USD. As I said, with LILYSILK's Black Friday deals, you can save up to 30% off. I think after 30% off this one, it's like less than 500. So if you haven't considered a longer line sort of jacket or coat, this is a great one to add. And talking about more longer line silhouettes, I had to pick this next piece. Again, it is in cashmere. This is a calf length wrapped cardigan. Already, I'm a huge fan of cardigans. This is in Mongolian cashmere, the best cashmere. And I love my other LILYSILK cashmere cardigans so much that when this longer one came in, I know I will wear this so much. Like for the airport, it would be great. I love that with the tie, you can, you know, belt it in for a more cinched in look or leave it flowing. It is just so warm without the weight. And remember how I told you before that I love my fluid cashmere pants? This is one I own from 2 years ago. And that's another reason why I picked this color. This is the perfect lounge set, but it's also a set I have gone out in, like for a casual brunch date. It still is so elevated. It's like quiet sophistication, especially when you are doing it neutral colors like this. So who doesn't love cashmere, right? And I'm not sure if you're aware, but LILYSILK have come out with a men's collection. Of course, it can be unisex as well. But if you're looking for something to buy your partner, you have to get this. Hubby was so impressed. I saw this on their site. It is like a knit jacket. The quality is so, so good. This fits so well. I love the color. I actually wore it in a past video. We can totally steal it, right? And it looks so good. It's like an oversized sort of coatigan for us. But if you want your partner to look a little bit more polished without trying too hard, this is the perfect casual yet comfortable look that I think he's gonna love. You know, Sunshine saw this and he was a bit jealous, so I've actually ordered the same thing in black. It hasn't arrived. And again, I just saw a Loro Piano one, so similar, for like $5,300. So you don't need to pay $5,000. I'm really impressed with their menswear pieces, so just quickly wanted to mention that too. Okay, I've just brought you up close so you can see all the different exotic leathers. This is not going to be like an in-depth comparison. I'm just going to be telling you some of the things that you should probably know about each of the leathers and why I personally like them. Let me know if you want a more detailed review and we can do a separate video on that. But yes, I've already touched on the crocodile, that it has 2 different types. You know, one thing that I just noticed, let me just move these across a little bit. Look. Both of these are Kelly 32 Cellier, but my lizard is a bit taller than my croc. It just goes to show these bags are all handmade. So even though it says Kelly 32 or Kelly 28, you'll find that each one is unique. And that's why this one is actually a little bit bigger than this one. But anyway, talking about the crocodile, I said there's 2 different versions. Mine is the Porosus. The crocodile is the most expensive. Also, you would think a crocodile who lives in water, this bag should be waterproof, right? Absolutely not. Do not get your crocodile bags wet. Do not take your crocodile bags in the rain. Also, they can be quite climate sensitive. So if you live in a dry or humid climate, you know, you have to make sure you take care of your bag well because it can be prone to cracking. And that's also very similar to alligator. So I've got these two here, and the easiest way to tell the difference is by the Hermès symbol. As I told you, with this one, it was a little carrot, like the little rooftop. On the alligator, it's a little square. If you look here, it's going to be a bit hard to tell, but there will be a little square stamp here. I'll do a little close up. So that's the easiest way to tell. Another thing about the alligator is that the scales tend to be a little bit more rounder. It's a little bit more irregular scales than the croc, as you can kind of see. Let me just move my rodeo over. And also, because alligator is a smaller reptile than the crocodile, usually with alligator bags, they tend to be in smaller sizes, like this Kelly 25. And with croc, they tend to make it like in Birkin 30 and over, but of course there are exceptions. With alligator as well, they also do matte and shiny. And the biggest difference is that with crocodile, I mentioned before with Porosus that you could see a little paw in there. Even with the Niloticus, they do have paws, but they're just not as visible. Whereas with the alligator, with all the scales, there are no paws. So that's one really quick way to differentiate it. Another thing that I've noticed is the alligator leather is more supple than the crocodile. The crocodile is a little bit more stiff. But in saying that, this is a Kelly 25 Raton, which you can see it's got piping compared to the Cellier. With the alligator leather, it still holds its structure really well. So even though I say it's supple compared to croc. Another thing is alligator is less expensive than crocodile. So it's like the second most expensive leather retail wise. I've owned this bag for about 2 years now and I really enjoy using it. I guess people would say the matte is a little bit more casual because the shiny tends to have that bit more of a glossy finish, as you can see on this one. But it's just honestly personal preference. I mean, I would love to add a Niloticus croc bag, the Himalaya, the queen bee of all the Hermès bags, that is in Niloticus croc. And then I should say alligator is like its sister crocodile. You can't get this wet as well. It is also sensitive to direct sunlight. So you do need to baby these bags. So now the ostrich doesn't have any special marking. You differentiate it purely by its skin. Now this is love or hate. I mean, some people don't like the little follicles. I like it. It kind of reminds me of polka dot. I actually own 3 ostrich bags and I think it is really, really cute. And it's also got like a bit more of a soft, spongy texture, and it generally tends to be in a matte finish. And you know what? If you're worried about durability, this is a very durable bag. Plus, it's also water resistant, so don't worry if you get caught in the rain with this bag. Now, with all exotics, they do tend to patina over time, but with ostrich, you do need to be careful, especially on the handle of your bag with the oils in your hands, because it can darken the handle quite significantly with ostrich bags in particular. Also, I think the ostrich bag tends to be a bit more casual looking than the croc or the alligator. And this one is pretty reasonably priced because it's like the cheapest of all the exotic leathers. In terms of retail price, the lizard is probably only a little bit more than the ostrich, but the lizard is really rare and hard to get. So there are 2 different types of lizard, I believe, the Varanus Niloticus lizard, but my one here is actually the Varanus Salvatore lizard, also known as natural lizard or ombre lizard. You know how you've seen the ombre lizard bags, which I would love to own? This is in the natural lizard. And again, you can tell because if you look here, Hermès marks it differently. So mine has got 2 dashes, whereas in the other one just has 1 dash. But anyway, this is not a detailed review. I just wanted to show you the different skins. But lizard is very sensitive, and also another one you cannot get wet. And also lizard is pretty sensitive to climate too, and it's prone to drying. And I have read that sometimes the scales can lift. Mine one is also over 30 years old. It's actually a similar age to this one. I also got this vintage. but this one has held up beautifully, but it does patina. Like if you look at this, I mean, it's patinaed pretty evenly, but if you look at the inside of this, can you see that this is a lot more brighter on the inside? So that was probably the original color, but with all exotics, they will patina over time, and that's fine. I love that about them. So if I just put them all side by side, you can kind of see a quick little comparison of the leathers. Honestly, each is beautiful in itself, and there's always pros and cons to each. But since I'm an Hermes collector, I'm just so glad now I have this Croc Miel beauty because it completes my exotic collection. And look, these are expensive bags. All exotics are, so you really need to look after them. As I've told you before, Hermes does not spar the inside of your bag. So especially since these are such premium, I often get asked, how do I take care of my bags? And this is exactly how I store it. I store it not in direct sunlight. All the rooms are closed. I don't store it in the dust bag, but I do dust the room regularly. But to maintain its structure, more so on Retin-A bags, but all my Birkins and Kellys, I use 7RP inserts. This is a new color. Doesn't that go so well with my Vert Emerald Kelly? And sometimes I like to pick color because when you're looking inside the bag, it can be a bit dark. So this is the inside of this bag, and I actually chose a very festive color, which is the red. So sometimes I just like to brighten things up. The thing with 7RP inserts is that they're made of Alcantara. You know, this video is not sponsored by 7RP, but you know, I've also worked with them for about 8 years, and I honestly just love their inserts. All my Hermes bags, I store them with it, and that's why you've seen so many of my bags just in tip-top shape. This is this one. I chose a little pale pink. And yes, they do actually do inserts for mini Kellys now, which they did last year. I actually need another one, so I need to order one. But this one, I have 2 mini Kellys, but this is the cute little one here. And I know I said to you guys, a lot of you have been asking me actually. And so I did have to ask 7RP, and because it is, you know, Black Friday, they've actually given me the highest creator code. So they do inserts for Kelly, Birkin, Mini Kelly, Pickerton, Garden Party. Check out their website. But if you insert MIM50, you get 50 euros off one insert. But get this, guys, it's the perfect time. If you wanted to buy 2 inserts, if you input the code MIM140, you will save 140 euros off. These inserts, though they are a little bit more pricier, they're still way cheaper than the Hermes Vorbi. And these are specifically tailored made for each size. So they fit perfectly in each bag. And with this, you don't need to worry because you can chuck these in the washing machine. And also with Alcantara, it is water resistant. So even if you have spills like from hand sanitizer or perfumes and everything, you don't need to worry with these inserts in there. I will leave my codes in the description box. It's only for a week, guys. They have never given this to me before. But of course, if you ask, I'm going to ask them as well. But yes, with these expensive bags, make sure you do protect them because if the insides get wrecked, Hermes can't do anything about it. And of course, I don't want my other exotic beauties to be left out. Plus, I want to show you how easy it is to style all the different exotics. So with this beautiful alligator bag, I love this wool cashmere top from LILYSILK. Love the dark gray, but I love this scarf design because if you wrap it around, it just makes it look really chic. It looks kind of layered. I also like that it's ribbed on the sleeves and down the bottom. I picked these dark charcoal pants. It's called the barrel pant, and also it comes with this tie, so you can wear it with or without. It's also got an elastic back, guys, because when you eat, you've got that little bit more room. This is also a blend of silk and wool. It feels so nice. And actually with that gray outfit, I wore my green Kelly because that goes really, really well. But even if you don't want to do a whole gray look, I've worn this scarf top. I've actually let this drape. I know that's probably not how you wear it, but it looks so nice when I wore it with my Gucci skirt. And then I paired it with this bag just for a bit more of a dressier look. I've also worn this with my Hermès cardigan as well because it matches my Nata Mini Kelly so well. It's got the beautiful, more sort of like yellowy tones in that cardigan, and I thought that was really cute too. But honestly, the other pieces that I mentioned before, whether you're wearing this turtleneck with the fluid cashmere pants, it would totally go with this bag as well. Chuck on, oh yes, they also do cashmere scarves. Chuck on a little bit of red for the festive season, and even that long cardigan that I showed you in that gorgeous gravel color. I've worn that with my favorite Loewe jeans. That also goes really well with emerald. So with my exotics, I've worn them casually, I've worn them more dressed up, and I just treat my exotic bags like I would with all my other bags because I want to love and enjoy them. I think that's the best thing because they're expensive, so you want to wear them, right? So that is it for this video, guys, revealing my beautiful Croc Kelly. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love. And yes, it completes my Kelly exotic collection now. Let me know, am I missing anything else? Of course, there's so much more I'm missing, but for now, I'm so happy I've got each one of the different exotic leathers. I will list everything that I styled these bags with down below with my sizes. You can save up to 30% off all these gorgeous quality pieces. They don't really do that discount anymore. Perfect for doing some last Christmas shopping or even some gorgeous elevated wear for yourself. So have a great day or night. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.